is the common denominator when working with those juveniles that were in the program that you worked with? What was the common denominator of that they carried together? What trauma was there? What did you gather that they all carried? Trauma-wise.
So when I worked with the prison kids, the troubled youth for Cincinnati Public Schools, the common denominator that they all carried, as far as trauma is concerned, kind of leveling the playing field, was abandonment. Abandonment, to me, based on everything I've witnessed, is the most trauma we can experience. It is the trauma that affects us the greatest. And even in the title of what we are, they say we're biological, chemical, bioelectric, chemical beings, but we're also social beings, which means we have to communicate to something. We have to communicate within ourselves. We have to communicate to other people. And so, love is that achievement that we all want to get to, but it's also something we feel like we need, right? It's part of us. So when we're abandoned, or when we inherit abandonment, it can lead to a lot of self-engaging, devastating activities. And so the majority of those kids that I taught were in prison because they had tried to hurt someone so bad that they almost killed them, or literally killed someone. And these are kids. And so it wasn't just abandonment that was their flavor of trauma. A lot of those kids were sexually abused by their peers, by people in their community, the reciprocity of sexual trauma being handed down over and over again. The abandonment, I feel like, highlights the pain that they carried. But when you're abandoned, it forces this agenda of not caring for yourself as much. You don't feel like you're as valuable. And so that leads to many other decisions then to try and feel something real, right? To try and feel something, even if it's pain. And so a lot of those kids and a lot of people that I work with, that come to me that are traumatized, suffer from abandonment. I would say the single largest concerning trauma I connect to when I work with people is the abandonment, because, we can be abused, we can be hit, we can be beaten, we can be sexually abused. Almost all of us have been. We can be verbally abused, and they say verbal abuse is more lasting than physical. But abandonment goes beyond all of those in my book. And it really is that catalyst for more self-devastation. And so all of those kids had done something extremely terrible to themselves, to others, and they had extremely terrible things done to them by people that were abandoned, or feeling, left behind, or without, or stuck in the system. So it is that case, but every one of those kids had been abandoned to some degree, and or had been shunned by the community, or even attacked by their own peers and community. And all of that equals abandonment. When you feel like people don't care about you, and there's nobody here for you to protect you or help you or give to you any kind of support, that in and of itself can, lead to all kinds of devastation. And so it's really good in that space, if you see someone who's lonely, or if you feel somebody yourself as you've been growing intuitively that feels like, they just need a hug, or they just need a smile, or someone to say hi to, just remember that, because it can be that simple. Something as light as you smiling at them, something as light as you saying it's okay out of nowhere. You don't even have to know what it's about, but if you say it's okay, they're going to look at you and they're going to feel like somebody cares, like somebody had something to say to them. There wasn't just another person that's in their way that they can't trust, that's potentially going to hurt them more. So it's really powerful, everything we can do on a social level to fulfill that abandonment need that we all have. Everybody's been abandoned in some way, So.
Yeah,